What up? What up? How's everyone doing today? How about them Steelers, huh? It's a great surprise. You're getting here early? Make sure to smash the like button. Just setting everything up right now on the back end. We should be up and rolling in a minute here. Definitely have some interesting things to cover. A lot of interesting things to cover, actually. I mean, a lot of crazy things going on the XRP side. Elon Musk responding to John Deon. Elon Musk mentioning XRP all within 24 hours is unexpected, but I mean, I was personally very excited about that. Oh, let's go. Defin, Messi, Roger, Abs, good to see you. Linda, Gabe, Silver Days, good to see you. I'm officially a DJ memes. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Like, I didn't think I was ever going to buy a meme coin, but it's been fun. We'll make sure to cover that today. It's a fun new little thing we can cover here. So it's nice just to have different things to be able to cover, report on, pay attention to. And meme season on the XRP ledger seems like it's gonna be a thing. XRP memes, yeah, XRP memes. Unexpected. I didn't think they were gonna pop off the way they have, but it's certainly been, to my surprise, something that's been very popular and something that's been kind of fun too. I mean, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. It's degenerate gambling, nothing more than that. But, you know, it's bringing a lot more people to the XRP ledger. I've never seen so many people in other communities talking about XRP. Everyone's going crazy over Elon saying XRP. Well, yeah, I mean, me personally, I was just a big fan of the fact that he kind of confirmed that cryptocurrencies he believes are going to be important. Sooner said hit both platforms alike. I appreciate that. Let's go, guys. Make sure to smash that like button. Let's get it moving. Crazy memes. 5.5. Yeah, we can take a look at the price of XRP real quick. It's actually XRP itself is at a very interesting point as well. Bring this up real quick. So as you can see, XRP is really respecting this bottom here, which is very nice to see, and really starting to push itself back upwards. I mean, the amount of time we've been stuck in this thing has been ridiculous and insane, but the fact that we've respected it so well is also what I believe very, very promising. So I did not expect XRP to, for so long, to be able to remain consistently in here. And it's really done a fantastic job of just sitting in here and not breaking down. So that's definitely very, very solid. And we'll continue to watch this throughout the day, because it seems like it seems like all this new attention on the XRP meme side of things could bring a lot of new buyers into XRP. We'll have to see if that plays out. What did he say? Well, someone asked Elon directly about XRP, and he pretty much said, I won't endorse XRP. I won't say anything bad about XRP, but I think cryptocurrencies can be important. That's, we can go over the actual clip. I paraphrased that, but it is funny that he said he couldn't talk about any specific token, but he talks about DOGE constantly. Rio, welcome. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. Do I have any price predictions for XRP? I don't really do price predictions. It's a waste of your guys' time, right? It's a waste of your guys' time. You know, I can sit here and do price predictions all day, but you know, it's not anything that's more accurate than you guys giving your own price prediction, right? Like, I have no idea where XRP is going to go. All I know is I think XRP is undervalued. I want to show up this real quick, guys. This is the platform kind of going bonkers right now, and that is First Ledger. This is the meme trading platform. And for those of you wondering why this is like suddenly such a big deal, it's just because it's so easy to use. In terms of getting in here, being able to buy a token quickly, fast, it's insane. So you literally just connect your wallet, you make a wallet on First Ledger, fund it with some XRP, and then you can trade tokens. Now, it doesn't have to be meme tokens. It just is meme tokens happen to be the thing popping off now. But it is to a certain degree, and it is more fun than I had initially anticipated. And, you know, I don't know if you can go into it expecting it to be some profitable thing. I mean, I've gotten wrecked on a couple of these, but when you throw 10 XRP at something, right, who really cares? First Ledger DDoS attack was not funny. Yeah, well, that's going to happen, right? They're a new platform. They have to kind of scale their infrastructure to deal with that. But if anyone does want to sign up for First Ledger, I do have a link in the description of this video. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this to see if anything interesting is happening. You can search by token create as well, so we can take a look if anything interesting is. Cobb for president. That's funny. That's funny. I wonder how Cobb for president's doing. Cobb for president's pumping. Of course it is. Cobb for president. That is hilarious. See, some of it's just like stuff like that. Like, some people probably find stupid and ridiculous. I tend to find that kind of funny. Cobb for president. That's good. It's in the link in the description of this video. It's in the link in the description of the video. You can click the link, check it out. It's been a fun time so far. I've thought so. So some of the other interesting things that have happened since last night was, and this is kind of a big deal, it looks like the XRP ledger is going to be added to Metamask. Now, let me tell you why this is such a big deal. One of the things I have noticed since this meme craze is a lot of other communities are now coming to the XRP ledger. So we have a lot of communities now saying, oh, there's meme coins on the XRP ledger. I want to be a part. Guys, not in a million years did I think meme coins would be the thing that suddenly has people onboarding to the XRP ledger. Like, it's so funny that seems to be the thing. But I made a video the other day and I was like, look, you can be anti-meme coin. You can hate meme coins. You can think whatever you want about meme coins. But the simple fact of the matter is that for whatever reason, they're bringing in users to the XRP ledger. And we're ultimately probably going to be XRP holders if they like the platform, if they like using the XRP ledger. So I hope a lot of these people get to the XRP ledger, like the speed, like the functionality, and end up staying and becoming larger users of the entire ecosystem. And I think that's definitely something that is very possible. And the more we work to make the XRP ledger a place where these people are interested in hanging out and using the products, I think overall that's just going to be a very good thing for the entire ecosystem, because these users are not just going to do meme coins. They're going to do all kinds of different stuff. Happy Monday. Yep, happy Monday. Oh, it looks like Mark Cuban is about to be on. This should be funny. It's always funny listening to Mark Cuban. I just have to get my volume right. This thing could not be more annoying right now. Hold up, guys. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Ed, good to see you. Defin. So now that the XRP ledger is linked to Metamask, if anyone wants to get involved with the XRP ledger and start doing stuff with some of these meme coins, they can just hook up Metamask. So it just pulls more and more people over. Guys, if you're tuning in, make sure to smash a like on the stream. We were taking a look at this yesterday, but I mean, we were taking a look at this earlier, but for anyone joining now, we do have a nice little move on XRP here. As you can see, XRP's moving back up towards the top of this range. We got this big red candle when the SEC appealed. It looked like we were getting ready for a big breakout. The SEC appealed, and now we're kind of recovering from that now. It's nice because, as you can see, the market just doesn't really care that much about the SEC appeal. If you take a look at where XRP has gone over the past couple years, and this is something I always like to highlight, right? Because a lot of people get very upset with XRP's price action, but there's very few cryptocurrencies, right, where it's like kind of hard to actually lose a significant amount of money in them. And XRP, if you take the range of where it's been trading, it's kind of just gradually moving up about 100% over the last year and a half, 2 years. So despite the fact, right, that we all want more, we all want XRP to really go on a big run, it's kind of been nice where XRP's been one of the few tokens where you're not really in a position where you buy it and then suddenly you're losing 40 to 50% of your value. For lack of a better term, it's really acted almost like a stable store of value. And while I know that's not why we're here for XRP, I think it's made it a lot easier to take the fact that it really hasn't made one of those big moves upward. It really hasn't lost any value. If you've dollar cost averaged into XRP, unless you're really doing a very bad job dollar cost averaging, I would say you're probably not down much on your XRP. So that's been kind of one of the nice things about XRP in this entire thing. Despite the fact that I think obviously we all want that big move. We all want XRP to do what it's capable of. You know, the fact that XRP is kind of slowly grinded upward isn't the end of the world. Remember when Elon responded to Brad Garlinghouse? Absolutely. And I was about to show this off. So guys, this is something I was personally really happy about because no one deserves it more than John Deon. But take a look at this. Yesterday, we actually had Elon Musk responding to none other than Brian Armstrong saying, agreed, Massachusetts residents should vote for John Deon. Now, I thought this was really cool. Not only because those are two of the big people we've been waiting for to support John Deon, Brian Armstrong and Elon Musk, and to have them kind of both come out and support John Deon at the same time. I mean, that's incredible. It's huge for Deon. And I also want to give a shout out right now to Meta Law Man. Meta Law Man has been a massive supporter of Deon. Massive supporter of Deon. And honestly, he's just been doing it like on his own. He's just been constantly retweeting Deon stuff, constantly replying to Elon Musk. And guys, this should show you that no matter who you are, you can make a massive difference. Like Meta Law Man, I guarantee you his account's skyrocketing right now. Yeah, he has 40K now. A couple months ago, he had like 15K. And the fact that he was able to get Elon Musk and Brian Armstrong to actually support Deon, it just shows that anyone can make a massive difference. And it all comes down to like who just sees your post. So I want you guys to think about that every single time Deon puts out a post and you're like, oh, I don't really feel like retweeting this. Like, you never know who's going to see it. And sometimes it can really make a massive difference. Quarty, good to see you. 9 a.m. eyes on Elon's retweets. 9 million eyes on, I've read that terribly. 9 million eyes on Elon's retweet. I would like to see more from Elon. I would like to see Elon come in a little more heavyweight stuff and really put some more support behind Deon. I will say this about Elon Musk. I don't think it's really a priority for Elon, right? I don't think it's really a priority for Elon. I think Elon's probably a little more worried about things like Pennsylvania. We have to understand, right? Elon doesn't run a cryptocurrency business, so it's probably not his biggest thing he's focused on, but it's obviously still very good to see him showing general support for John Deon. Would love to see more. I don't know if we're necessarily going to get much more from Elon, but it would be great to see if we could kind of push him in that direction. Do you guys want to see the clip of Elon Musk mentioning XRP? Should we play that real quick? I don't know how many people will see it. So that's a great question. Jay McBray. Was there ever an update from Meta Lawman about the greenlist situation for XRP? He's suing to get an explanation. I'm not sure, to be honest. Jay, I will reach out to him and ask. I did ask him when I was in Austin for Consensus, and he did mention it. I think he said something to the tune of he believes they're going to relist it anyway. And I need to follow up with him. It's a great question, and I think about that sometimes too. There's a couple outstanding things. There's also a couple FOIA requests, including Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton, and the SEC in regards to this case that have kind of been outstanding for a while. So there's definitely some things hanging around. There's an SEC investigation by their one of their officers. So there's a lot of the NYFDSS. Yeah, and they were at Ripple also. I mean, they were at Swell also. So they delisted XRP from their green list and then went to Swell. Here's the clip. I'll play the clip so people can see it.
Given how punitive the SEC has been towards crypto under this administration, do you envision the XRP ledger being incorporated into the financial institutions in the future?
Well, I certainly cannot speak to any specific crypto, but you know, I do think that the sort of cryptocurrency is an interesting and probably valuable bulwark against a centralized control. So, you know, this is definitely not an endorsement or lack of endorsement for XRP, but I do think crypto, by its very nature, it helps with individual freedom.
So I thought it was a great quote by Elon Musk just on the individual freedom thing. It just shows that Elon Musk gets it. See, I'll talk about why it cares, why it matters, because here's the thing. Here's the thing not a lot of people understand. It's not XRP versus all these other cryptocurrencies necessarily. It's not XRP versus all these other crypto assets. Like, I know a lot of people think that it's XRP versus Solana, XRP versus Bitcoin. I know that's how a lot of people think it is, but it's really not. It's cryptocurrency versus every other technology out there. It's cryptocurrency versus the legacy financial system. It's a complete revolution. Guys, we have less than 1% adoption in terms of money in cryptocurrency. Like, we are so early. Like, it's not XRP versus XLM versus all these different things. It is crypto versus the rest of the entire ecosystem. We need a body and thank you, STM Surge. I really appreciate the donation. We need a body language analyst to interpret. But here's the thing, guys. It's all about Elon Musk just being pro-crypto and believing that is going to be important. Because it doesn't take a genius to see why XRP is going to be a winner if cryptocurrencies continue to win over the long run. So it's a lot less about whether or not he supports or says anything about XRP or XRP versus XLM or XRP versus Bitcoin or XRP versus Ethereum. It's all about gaining more market share of the legacy system. a while ago, a rising tide lifts all boats. Absolutely, Taylor. And I know it's hard to see it where we are, but think about it this way. I know a lot of you watching probably would assume Binance and Coinbase would be big rivals, right? Like Binance would want to steal Coinbase's customers. Coinbase would want to steal Binance's customers, right? Like that just seems obvious. Why would Coinbase not want to steal Binance's customers? Binance is one of the largest exchanges out there. Think of how many people they could add to crypto or add to their company if they could steal Binance's customers. But actually, both Brian Armstrong and Binance were interviewed and asked about this, and they said it's a complete waste of time for them to be stealing each other's customers. For them, less than 1% of the population even understands or buys crypto. So there's no point in them fighting with each other because most people end up using more than one exchange anyway. Most people end up having a Binance account, having a Coinbase account, and they would rather focus going on the 99% of people who have never touched a cryptocurrency. And it's the same exact thing for XRP. Yes, you can try to pick which one's going to be better, XRP versus XLM versus Bitcoin and all these different things, but it's a waste of time to be overly focusing on which specific asset is going to be the big winner. It's more important just to understand that when someone like Elon Musk is bullish on crypto as a whole, that is massively important because he's a visionary. He's one of the smartest people in the entire world. Like, guys, my concern in terms of cryptocurrencies being relevant in the future, I don't have much of a concern about whether or not XRP is going to be one of the most important cryptocurrencies. It's how important cryptocurrencies really are going to be to the world. Because cryptocurrencies really are extremely important in the world. There's no doubt in my mind that XRP is going to be one of them. But if cryptocurrencies, right, like fade out and they just end up not being that important and they're not critical and people like Elon Musk never see the vision, never adopt them, that's a much bigger issue. So just the fact that Elon Musk confirms that he is bullish on cryptocurrencies, it's such a big deal. Like, guys, I don't think it takes a lot to realize. Oh, I think we got Cuban here. Let's see what Mark Cuban's babbling about.
What I was going to ask you is, and I'm not going to go through. These are like there's like 20 things, but I'll just pick out a couple that I think would be really scary. If she were to try to abolish the filibuster, if you knew she was going to do,
yeah, I don't agree with that. Next.
And then, how about free health care for all?
She doesn't talk about
illegal...
that. So here's exactly what she's talking about with health care.
But there were some things she has said. I can pick out probably 10 things where
Joe, I can go back to an interview.
You would say, yeah, I'd campaign against her. So what do you like if all these other things
first, Joe,
would cause you to...
Okay. I saw an interview with you with Donald Trump where he said he would tax the oil industry out of existence. You know, does he still support that? Doesn't feel like people change their mind.
That, but yeah.
Oh no, I'll send it to you if you want. But in any event, let's talk about healthcare. Particularly when I was in Phoenix, I was talking about the difference between Harris and Trump for small businesses, and I can go down through the list of things I love about her. First of all, 99.5% of businesses are small businesses. They're pass-through businesses. And she's been very, very clear that anybody making $400K or less, which is almost every pass-through business, their taxes are either going to stay the same or go down. And so that's one area where she has an advantage there. We don't have clarity from Trump. Number two is healthcare, right? She has been very, very specific that the PBMs, the pharmacy middlemen are jacking up prices and having a negative impact on the cost of healthcare. And she's going to do something about it. And that's a conversation I've had directly with her. I know the impact it could have. It can turn into an immediate 20 to 30% savings for small businesses and for their employees, particularly the ones with high deductible plans. That's more than an offset for inflation, for households and for small businesses, because the reality is the big pharmacy benefit managers aren't passing through the rebates on brands, are using specialty generics to jack up the price of generic medications. So all pricing for healthcare is distorted for small business. She has come out and talked about it. Donald Trump hasn't said a word. Yeah. Number three, we've all talked about immigration. Both have said that any non-citizens that are illegal, they're both going to deport them. What they haven't talked about is how they're going to deal with deportation of law-abiding non-citizens. Donald Trump has got Stephen Miller, who said he wants mass deportations. I sat in front of restaurant owners and I asked them, What would it be like if all of a sudden you got a knock on your door and there was somebody from Stephen Miller's squad asking you for the names and addresses and immigration status of everybody that works for you? That's not how you can run a country. And so Kamala Harris has said she's going to have very specific procedures for law-abiding non-citizens for the processes they'll have to follow to either stay or leave. Yep. You want that to be sane. You want that to be transparent. You want there to be a specific process for everybody to follow. You don't want Elian Gonzalez type scenarios. That is horrible for business. The other thing I said, and this isn't really as much small business as bigger business, is his Taiwan policy. He just came out a few days ago saying that if China went into Taiwan, he would tariff China 150 to 200%. Now, you know, the most important company in the world is Taiwan Semiconductor. They literally control the destiny of NVIDIA, of Apple, the Mag 7, trillions of dollars of market cap. He literally turned that decision into a financial decision. That's insane. You cannot put at risk our entire technological advancement, our entire technological economy and the future of AI in this country as a tariff decision. That just doesn't work.
Mark, it was just an example of how both sides, I can never remember an election where both sides fall back on either, oh yeah, they don't really mean that, or, well, you know, it's going to be gridlock, so none of that stuff's really going to happen.
Joe, what did I say that had to do with either of those things? I told you specifically.
This is an election where both sides have to constantly distance themselves from they still support the candidate, but they distance themselves from certain parts of the candidate's platform.
Well, yeah, you don't have to agree with everything from any candidate.
It's just, I've never seen an election where both sides.
But Joe, what I'm talking, let's go back to what I was talking about. Well, let's go back to what I was talking about. You didn't address that at all.
You took my filibuster question to healthcare, so I don't. You know, that's your own thing.
Well, no, you asked me specifically what are the things about her that I agree with, that I support. I told you I didn't support the filibuster. I was asking what other things that she's proposed in the past would cause you to campaign against her if she went through with it. Yeah, I mean, look, what she did 4 years ago, just like Donald Trump and the oil thing. I mean, there's lots of things. You know, the candidates change over a period of years. That's one of the great things about Kamala Harris. She's not an ideologue. Okay. She is open-minded. That's why she's changed. Donald Trump thinks he knows everything. He doesn't change.
Well, let me ask you, Mark, do you think that she should be doing more interviews? And more importantly, do you think that she should be talking about how she has changed, what she has learned? Because in truth, oftentimes she's asked about how different she'll say, I'm going to be different than Biden, but she won't really explain what the difference is. Or she'll be asked about what she would have done differently in the past, and she won't give you actual real examples. Or she'll be asked about things before, and she won't say, well, actually, I learned from this or that, and maybe we made mistakes. And actually, that makes me a better candidate because of that. For whatever reason, inexplicably, at least to me, that is not the answer you hear. Oftentimes, it's actually an answer about how consistent she believes that her perspective has been the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I would handle some things differently, but there's still 2 weeks left. You know, and different stages of a campaign require different arguments. You know, she went from being at a favorability deficit, an awareness deficit, and, 12, 13 weeks ago, whatever it was, and being way behind Donald Trump. And now they're in a dead heat. So whatever she's doing, she's caught up. And now for these last couple of weeks, she'll make the determination how best to communicate. But I think it really comes down to get out the vote. Whatever she's doing to get out the vote, that's what matters. And I think that's why she's been going where she's been going and doing what she's doing.
Well, let me ask you about that, though. So she did an interview last week with Bret Baier. It was parodied, actually, over the weekend. I'm sure you saw it on SNL.
Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
And the question is what she should be doing for these next 2 weeks. She's going to be doing an interview on NBC, I believe, on Tuesday from Washington, D.C. Where do you believe she needs to be over the next, call it, 12 or 14 days?
The swing states, period, end of story. you get out the vote in the swing states, because if it's a difference of 5,000 people in any given state, you can bring 5,000 people in a rally or go out and be where there's undecideds and try to get them in the door and talk to them. That's where I would be. And that's what she's doing. And that's why she's had me and others going out to, Phoenix and Grand Rapids and La Crosse and Milwaukee, going out and talking, in my case, to small businesses.
Hey, Mark, what do you think happens if this is as close as the polls are suggesting that it will be? I don't know if we believe the polls or not, but if it does come down to a matter of, a few thousand or maybe 10,000 votes over those very key districts that you just talked about and some very key swing states, what happens? I
think what happened in 2020.
Yeah,
same thing that happened in 2020.
And how does that play out?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's a greater than zero chance that something crazy happens, but I hope not. And, if Donald Trump is going to claim it's not a fair election and, do whatever he does, at least he's not in office with the power to, try to force a January 6th like situation.
If it's a close vote and it goes to Donald Trump, will Democrats behave the same?
Yeah, I'm not a Democrat. I mean, I won't be happy, but I'll accept it. I really don't care what Democrats do. I don't care what independent or Republicans do. I just want what's best for the country.
And Mark, I have a question for you. It's a bit of a counterfactual, and it's something that I've always hypothesized about. But let me preface this by saying over the weekend, Nate Silver came out with a list of reasons he believes that former President Trump may win now. And one of the reasons he says explicitly as one of his 22 reasons or 24 reasons is Elon and Silicon Valley have created a permission structure for other wealthy elites to advocate for Trump explicitly and provided a new base of money and cultural influence. And my hypothetical counterfactual is, do you believe that the Biden administration could have changed all of this? I have a suspicion
the answer is yes.
There was a massive mistake made about 3.5 years ago on behalf, partially, I imagine, of the unions, and that moment did a tremendous disservice to them, and that they have never not only recovered from that, but they've never even tried to recover from it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, the three of them really worked together very closely, and they believed in, the progressive approach. And I think that hurt them with Silicon Valley. I think the fact that Joe didn't talk to those folks either was a negative. But those days are behind us. And Kamala Harris is not Joe Biden. And, she shows it, her tax rates are different. Her approach to healthcare is different. There's just so many differences. I think the biggest challenge that they've had, and to a certain extent continue to have, they're not great salespeople. And they're more about policy, where Trump is the exact opposite. He'll sell. He's the salesperson that'll say anything to try to close the deal, whether it's true or not. And, when I talk to the Harris campaign, they have a policy group that's going to drill down on everything. And that's just night and day different from what you're seeing from the Trump side.
Do you think if she wins that she could actually have a relationship and embrace Elon Musk?
100% yes. I've had that conversation.
By the way, I'm a news guy. We all want the interview. I'd actually like her to see her do. No, I'd actually. Yeah, like to literally,
I've had the conversation. I've had the conversation with her team.
I'd like to see her do X and have a conversation with Elon Musk. I actually think that would actually be a fascinating.
No, I'll tell you exactly what not Kamala specifically, but her team. I'm like, I can try to facilitate a meeting with Elon, and they didn't trust the fact that he wouldn't go on X and just say something to distort the purpose of the meeting.
But you've advocated for it.
Yeah, for sure. Why not? Look, she's been very clear. She's going to put a Republican on in our whatever, I'm spacing the word, but she's going to work with Republicans. She's going to be open-minded. She's not an ideologue. And so that's the key. She talks about it all the time. She wants to be a problem solver. And that is exactly what happens when I talk to her. We've talked about cutting the deficit. We've talked about using technology to increase efficiency. We've talked about machine learning and applications with data. She's not saying, no, that's not how we do things. Never has she said that. She's like, Mark, what is the best way to solve this problem? What do you have in mind? She may not always agree with me, but she's open to it.
Why do you think, one of the critiques, obviously, of former President Trump is around tariffs. And yet it's not clear that unto itself is landing, if you will.
No, it's not.
I wonder why. I asked because, by the way, if you remember, even last week, President Trump was out there saying that, he had killed deer from going to Mexico, which, was just not even true. It was just
he lied.
It was completely like factually untrue.
But that's who he is.
No, and yet that does. The question is, why doesn't that land?
Because they're so used to it. He's Pinocchio and his nose is so long it looks like a road. It doesn't matter. No one pays attention to what he actually says. What actually happens, Andrew, he says something and then Joe comes in and explains what he really means. He never says what he really means, and it's unfortunate with the tariffs. That's part of what I was doing in Phoenix.
You're talking about me again. You're out on the campaign trail. I'm not. I mean,
no, I know.
I have to be here because we book you and let you talk for a half hour without anyone, opposed to you.
No,
so
Joe, come on,
oppose
position, Joe, oppose me.
I
will hit you with facts every day.
I'm not out campaigning. I'm not a surrogate. I don't know who I'm voting for, Mark. So
Good. No, Joe, you know what? If you don't know who you're voting for, that's a great thing. I think that's beautiful.
There you go. Good. Thanks. I mean, Mark, we let you go on for a half hour. You're not.Maybe you will change someone's mind. I don't know. I've heard it all.
Joe,
before.
I've sat there in meetings, and I know I have. I sat in a meeting in Phoenix, and I said,
Okay.
I don't want to talk. I tell the campaign, I don't want to talk to people who already are voting for Kamala. I want to talk to people who were thinking they're voting for Trump or undecided.
Well, maybe you're changing some minds today. I don't know. You look at Twitter. I mean,
But the question
I'll be
is whether
respectful and kind to you, but people think
don't be, Joe. I don't need you to be respectful and kind to me. Be rude. I don't care. I'll take any question you throw at me.
To that point, I'm actually one last thing.
Sure.
On Twitter, or X. What do you make of what comes up in the algo? I asked because Joe is right insofar as if I go to my For You page or what have you, yeah, there's a lot of critique. But the question is that because the site is an echo chamber? Is it not an echo chamber? What do you think? Of course
it is.
And you used to use it a lot. And you still do?
Yeah, of course. I use it a lot because people don't agree with me there. I used to be more on Threads, but everybody agrees with me there. There's no point on being there. So that's why I go to X. And yes, the algorithm reinforces it's an echo chamber. But one also realized it wasn't all that long ago that Elon said he was going to republish the latest version of the algorithm. Guess what? He has not done that. His choice, his company. So, he gets to do whatever he wants on X. But yeah, I'm on X all the time. So I can argue with people and try to convince 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 voters over the course of the next 2 weeks, because that can be the difference in the election. I don't care if people are yelling at me, screaming at me, calling me names. Elon calls me a racist, a turd.
I think you must like it.
It's not that I like it. I know what's at stake.
Well, you must eat it up. If Trump's got a nose that's as long as a road, your skin, from what I see people say to you on Twitter, must be as thick as, from Boston to L.A., Mark. And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
but you obviously enjoy what you're doing, and God bless you. You got $1 billion. You're still going to have a G650 after this election, so what the hell?
Yeah, it's what's best for the country. That's what I care about. And look, let me just add, if Trump wins, last time when he won, he asked me to help on healthcare, on PPE. I sat with Peter Navarro and helped him come up with a mask company and help them grow. And that was all domestic production. I'll do the same thing. I'm America first. That's the wrong way to put it. I am what's best for this country over party, country over all. I just think Kamala Harris, without any question in my mind, is the better candidate and the better president for this country.
Okay. Mark Cuban, thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Squawk Box is coming right back after this.
Well, there's Mark. Joe's got to do a better job opposing him, man. I mean, every single time Mark goes up there, I mean, Joe just seems like he's like so out of he has no ability to actually he starts stuttering. He totally loses it. He totally gets ran over. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a hard position to beat. It doesn't seem like a hard position to beat. It seems like a pretty easy position to beat. And every single time they do it, I mean, they just kind of, I don't know. It's so obvious to me that I don't know what they have on Mark Cuban. Let me put it that way. I don't know what they have on Mark Cuban, but for one reason or another, he has been totally taken over. I mean, it's ridiculous to a certain degree. he tries to control the room. Well, you know, to a certain degree, I mean, he does control the room. And I don't know, like, look, I don't agree with Mark Cuban, but like, yeah, I mean, Roger, like, what does Joe mean? He doesn't know who he's voting for. Like, dude, grow a pair and just debate the dude. Like, I don't understand what the point is. It's like every Mark Cuban goes on there and Joe like cowers up and starts like, oh, I don't know who I'm voting for. Like, yeah, I'm sure you don't, Joe. I'm sure you don't. That's what I don't get. I don't think it changes anyone's really opinion. I think people with common sense listen to that and have their own view of what Mark Cuban's saying is truthful and not truthful. But it's funny to me that like there's so little ability. Look, many of you probably know. Many of you probably know that in terms of like the political realm, like I don't spend that much time on it. Like I'll focus on how it impacts crypto and policy, but it's just not something that I have like a real passion for following. But, you know, I feel like I could debate Mark Cuban on things significantly better than what I just saw. He's a master debater. Forget that coin, but vote for Cobb. Alex Cobb. Yeah, we'll do Alex Cobb for president. Alex Cobb for president. You heard it here first. We've got Tin2 XRP pumping Alex Cobb for president coin. Oh, here we go. This looks like it'll be a good clip from Elon. We got to balance it out after listening to Mark Cuban blabber about nothing for. How does he even get that much time on CNBC? Everyone else comes on CNBC. They get like a minute and a half. Mark Cuban gets to go through like 6 commercials. You can tell there's certainly some kind of agenda to get Mark on there to talk to people with business.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that a tiny tax on tea started the revolution, and now we get the living daylights tax out of us, and nobody seems to. There's no revolution. I mean, you get taxed on what you own, you get taxed on what you buy, and you get taxed on what you own. And it's like, okay, this is taxes, and and then what does it get spent on? A bunch of the stuff it gets spent on you don't even agree with. So that's why we need to reduce the size of government and just spend less money and let the people keep a lot more of their hard-earned money. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, like Elon makes a good point. Like outside of a road or a bridge, like there's so much wasted government money, and the solution always seems to be like we need more money. But it just doesn't seem to me like that makes a lot of sense. Like we don't need more money being spent. We need smarter use cases for the money. I saw something the other day. It was like $3 billion was lost by I forget who, some government agency. Might have been like the DOD or something. Like $3 billion lost. Like, what are you going to get from taxes that's going to fix that problem? Because that's the problem. Stuff like that like boils my blood. It's like, yeah, I'm paying taxes, so the government, who has the money to be able to create a system to manage it efficiently, just loses it, right? Yeah, I'm sure it's lost. I'm sure that money's lost. I'm sure it's just somewhere they don't want to report on it. But that's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. As like, you have a government who can print money. One, you have a government that can print money. You have a government that can use any resource in the world to properly track things and make sure things are properly accounted for. And yet they have to take your money despite all of that because what? Because it's all power play, right? It's all one big power play. And that's the part of it that I think is insane. Like if you just gonna print Hold on, take a look at this. This is what I think is like insane. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this up. It's the money. I know I can pull it up on the Federal Reserve website if I have to. Yeah, let's do that. One. Yeah, take a look at this chart. This is money creation right here. Like, look at this line. Like, we were up to 4. I would assume this is trillion, but the numbers don't really matter. All the way to 20. So like 70-80% of the money that's ever existed has been created since 2020. And like, if you are printing that level of money, like more money than has ever existed, why do you have to take my money if you can just make it? If you can just make it and print it out of thin air, like, what do you need my money for? Like, just do this again. I don't care. I don't understand why it has to come from me if you can just print it. Insanity. But I guess that's why you need someone like Elon Musk, because I think Elon Musk, and quasi through Trump, is one of the few people who is willing to come in and actually try to clean some of that stuff up. Well, Poly Market is continuing. Wow, 15 days away? I didn't realize we were 15 days away. I didn't realize we were 15 days away. 15 days away, Poly Market shows Trump at 61, Kamala at 38. Crazy just to even see that shift happening so quickly. You know, I remember after the Trump-Kamala debate, Kamala really made a big move against him. I think it was a good move for Trump not to debate her again. Unless you're going to be debating on a neutral platform, you can't be doing that again. Oh, here we go. Here's a little breakdown of the Metamask news. Take a look at this.
Massive XRP news. Pierce's just launched MetaMask support for the XRP ledger, and this is about to bring a huge wave of volume onto the network. With over 30 million active users, MetaMask now supports the XRP ledger through the XRPL Snap integration. This will make it easier than ever to create an XRP account, sign transactions, and buy XRP within the MetaMask wallet. This update is a massive on-ramp for the XRP ecosystem, and users will be able to seamlessly bridge assets between EVM chains and the XRPL EVM side chain. This is going to bring liquidity and drive even more volume into the network. Plus, you get full access to transaction history, trust lines, tokens, and even NFTs, all directly in MetaMask. If you want to get started, you can head to wallet.xrplevm.org and follow a few steps. Get ready for a flood of retail volume on the XRP ledger.
Great little clip there by Max. He's totally right. It's a really big deal. There's a lot of people, right? Like, it's annoying to have a bunch of wallets, and if you can just take the XRP ledger, integrate it with with MetaMask, then you have a lot of people who will then say, oh, well, now if I can go do all these things in the XRP ledger and I don't have to get a new wallet, I mean, that's a big win. How do I feel about the possibility of flipping Ethereum? I mean, we just need to see more and more development on the XRP ledger and more institutions. I don't think there's any reason we can't flip Ethereum. We've done it before, but we just need to keep the momentum going, right? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of momentum on Ethereum recently. Seems like the XRP ledger's got a lot of the momentum. What WTF took so long? I mean, there's a lot going on that's new and different. I mean, the XRP ledger is clearly doing a lot of stuff, a lot more amendment. There's a lot more activity. This is the fastest pace of development I have ever seen on the ledger. It's never moved this fast before. For a while, it was always like, oh, well, you know, the XRP ledger is just payments. And for the first time ever, there's a lot of new things coming to the ledger. And there's a lot more developers. Like, whoever is putting out stats, there's like 15 developers working on the XRP ledger. Those people don't really have a lot of critical thinking ability. There's 50 people who work at Ripple alone specifically focused on the XRP ledger, and there's a lot more people outside of that working on the XRP ledger. So I see all these stats all the time retweeted by large accounts in the XRP community saying like, oh, there's only 15 people working at, like, it's so inaccurate. It's just warped the data to try to make the XRP ledger look bad. So no RLUSD on the XRP ledger this year. Is that something that's confirmed? Not confirmed? Let me see if I can find anything on that. Oh my God. I just saw a ridiculous meme. Root Network? Yeah, Root Network has a lot of potential. Gotta see what actually gets built out there, right? Like, I think the Root Network, the idea is to be able to use the Root Network inside of that metaverse. So you got to see the metaverse built out. I think it's got a little ways to go before it could really pop off, but it certainly has a lot of potential if they can get a lot of adoption. My problem with the metaverse in general is like, you just got to make sure you're networking to the right people. So like, here's the thing. Am I interested in the Root Network? Absolutely. I think it can be really cool. But do I have time to play video games and spend my day in a metaverse? Probably not, right? Like, I just don't have time in my day to be hanging out in a metaverse. So, he knows XRP will be used to create Trump's vision of a level playing field. I think Joel Katz has been right from the beginning, suggesting XRP could be used as a world reserve currency. Like, here's the thing. I don't think XRP will ever be decided to be a world reserve currency. I just think it will act as one. Like, if Joel Katz said it best, or David Schwartz said it best, if the option is giving someone else all the power or giving no one power, most people are going to pick giving no one power. Why would you give your biggest competitor power? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, John Deaton just responded to Elon Musk with a clip of his debate. I want to play it. I guarantee you this has to do with Gary Gensler corruption.
You have never held elected office before. Why are you starting off with a run for U.S. Senate as opposed to, say, running for a job in the state legislature or even the Bolton Select Board?
Because we're in crisis. We have illegal immigration bankrupting the state. We have an opioid addiction killing Americans. We have a debt crisis. The government's going over a cliff. No one's talking about it. And we have inflation that's pricing Americans out of the economy. But the single greatest crisis we face is a crisis of leadership. You have people like Senator Warren, so divisive, they sit back and they fuel the division amongst us, and that has to change. You know, Senator Warren was asked a question about why is Trump so popular? Why is this race close? You know what she said? She threw her hands up in disgust and said, I just don't get it. I think it's your job, Senator, to get it, because 74 million Americans aren't racist and xenophobes. These are good people who think the country's headed in the wrong direction. And I realize, because I don't support President Trump, that maybe I'm the right messenger for these elites to get them to understand. So here you go. First, every member of Congress, take a look in the mirror, because you're part of the problem. And maybe people are tired of foreign wars. Maybe they're tired of working 50 hours a week and can't pay their bills, or being shocked at the grocery store when they get their energy bill, or that their parks are becoming crime scenes. Or maybe they feel betrayed, Senator, that they watch billions of dollars be spent on migrants who just got here, but we can't save Neshoba. We can't save Kearney. We don't have any for wildfires, and we don't have any for hurricane victims. Maybe they're in disbelief that in today's America, it seems far better to be an illegal migrant than a homeowner in North Carolina who's been here all your life.
Senator
Maybe
Warren,
now you get it, Senator.
Wow, that was a good clip right there. Really good clip right there by Deaton. Absolutely. Nails it, nails it, nails it. And that should... I just retweeted that. That should be viral. That's the real message, right? Like, and like, it's always a challenge for someone already in office who's doing a bad job. Like, how do you defend doing a terrible job for so long? And I don't know. It's one of the biggest questions I kind of like look at and it's the reason why there's a lot of turnover too. Like, in terms of presidents, and in terms of a lot of people, like, how do you defend saying things are going to get better in a bad time when you've been part of the problem in creating most of the hardship? So that's one of the reasons why I think Deaton does have a chance here. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, he doesn't have a chance. Oh, he can't win. Warren's so big. I do think there's a possibility for him to take down Warren. And I think if all of us do our part and you continue to support him and continue to get people like Elon Musk to be retweeting him and promoting him, I mean, I think Elon Musk alone could make John Deaton win. It's just going to take Elon Musk continuing to bite down on that and not just making it that one tweet, right? Like, it's probably going to require more than one tweet. It's going to require Elon Musk really doing something more substantial here to support John Deaton. But if Elon Musk got behind Deaton, I don't think there's any... I think that would almost lock Deaton in for the win. So need a bit more. I hope Deaton hammers in on that, and I hope maybe he does have some deeper connection there that could really get him further inside of Elon Musk's, I don't even know what you want to call it. John Deaton should be running for president. I would love to see Deaton running for president, but yeah, you know, maybe after Senate, right? Maybe after Senate. I don't know if he'd ever be interested. It would be an interesting conversation to ask him. I don't know what his interest would be in something like that. Personally, I think Deaton would make an incredible president, but I also think it's insane that anyone would want to be president. I think that sounds like one of the worst jobs in the entire world. I think being in government in general sounds like one of the worst jobs in the entire world. So maybe I'm just, maybe that's a unique take, but I have never, ever in a million years thought being in government sounded like any level of fun. Drew Smith says, keep up the good work, Mickle. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here, and exciting times ahead. Very excited about everything coming to the XRP ledger. I feel like we're at the start of a pretty massive boom. We've kind of put all the amendments in place. We have a lot of people working on new and exciting things. And I think you're going to really start seeing that starting to spiral. I've never seen so many communities outside the XRP ledger coming to the XRP ledger to start taking advantage of some of the opportunities. And, you know, right now it's just meme coins. I don't know, for a lot of people that's not interesting, but that's going to change. That's going to change in a big way. You're going to see the attention pulled away from a lot of the meme coins and stuff like that, and it's going to focus on the actual tech and the actual build out of real financial services and real financial products. But until a lot of that is ready, I think it makes a lot of sense just to get as many users comfortable with the XRP ledger as possible. Like I said earlier, guys, if you are interested in messing around in the memeverse, check out my link in the description for First Ledger. It's degenerate gambling. This is not investing. I always tell people just play around with like a 10 XRP at a time or something, right? You don't want to jump into anything over the top. But the cool thing about First Ledger really for me isn't the meme coins. It really has nothing to do with the meme coins. What it has to do is how quickly you can go purchase a cryptocurrency and trade it without having to do a million things on the back end. So that's what I really like about First Ledger and what they're doing. They just make it easy. Like everything makes sense. Everything's done quickly. Oh, look at this. Actually, this is really cool. Take a look at this, guys. Let me show you the impact First Ledger is having on the ecosystem, because this is what's bigger here. This is what's bigger, and I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to this. One second. I need to talk some crap first. Man, oh, yeah. Take a look at this. We are currently watching a massive spike in the amount of automated market maker pools. And this is going to bring a lot more liquidity to the XRP ledger. This is exciting. It's hard to see, but I'll zoom in quick. Take a look at the amount of AMM pools being created right now. We just watched a massive jump here, and this is locking up a lot more XRP in the AMM. And this is, guys, this is only from one thing. This is directly from First Ledger and a lot of those meme tokens being created. So this is very deflationary for the XRP ledger. It's pulling a lot of XRP out of the ecosystem, locking it up, burning it, all of that. If XRP is 55 cents by the end of the year and Bitcoin is 80, should we still be bullish? Look, you should be bullish so long as you still think XRP is going to be a top performing asset. Like for me, there's not necessarily anything that would happen other than XRP like failing in its entirety that would make me bearish on XRP. Right? Like, to me, it's got to be so much deeper than XRP's price, because my personal assumption is that XRP's price, for whatever reason or for whatever possibility, is suppressed to a certain degree. Watching those XRP Ledger AMM pools explode is exciting now. More and more people using the XRP Ledger. That's what I want. We talked about institutional buying of Bitcoin, but just something else here. Take a look at the Bitcoin all-time hash rate, also spiking. All of these crypto metrics are spiking through the roof right now, and I think we're just right around the corner from a lot of that correlating to the price chart. So that's what one of the things, like a lot of people ask me, like, you know, what would make you bearish on XRP? Like, if the price is this, if the price is this, it's like, look, it's the metrics of this entire industry that make me bullish. Like, it's so much more than that. Like, it's the metrics of the industry, where things are headed, regulation, adoption, like all those things are so much more important to me. And it's my understanding, which could very much be wrong, right? Like, I could be completely wrong on this. Is my understanding that the more large scale adoption of cryptocurrency we have, the more actual fundamental increases we have, the more this is just kind of loading up in the price, and the price will ultimately reflect it. I could be completely wrong. We could have an extremely efficient, smart, rational market, and all of this could be the market just saying none of this stuff is important, right? Big institutions buying these assets, regulators coming in and approving these assets, all of these things could be nothing, and the efficient market could be pricing these in real time. But what my belief is that the market's not efficient. The market is not pricing these things in real time. The market is lagging, and a lot of what we're seeing is ultimately going to be reflected in the price once we finally get mainstream understanding of what's really happening here. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but when Tesla was cranking out Model 3s and they got sued by the SEC for Elon Musk sending out a bad tweet, I didn't look at the price of Tesla and analyze whether that was a value proposition for Tesla. Instead, I said, you know what? What's fundamentally happening here is more important than whatever FUD is happening in the market. So there's a lot of FUD in the market right now. There's a lot of lack of understanding. And for whatever reason, this is causing people to correlate the price of the token to the success of the project. I don't think that's the proper way to do it. I think ultimately the price catches up to the success of the token, but I don't think it's priced there in real time. Instead, I think it's a lot more likely that the price of the token reflects the general understanding of a potential investment from the general market, and the general market tends to lag the enthusiasts and the smarter people in the room. So as we get more wide-scale understanding of XRP and crypto in general, I think that's when you really start to see people fully understanding what a lot of these developments actually mean. Guys, for that rant, I'm going to call it here. Thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I'll be putting out some content later, so keep on the lookout.